Hi, welcome to a spooky version of the Conspiracy Cupboard. Cue the title sequence. Whoa! Oh. Bloody hell. Title sequence is getting bad again these days. Going on there, cheers for that. Hi, sorry about that. Mischief here. This is a segment that I am calling A Bit of Mischief, and it is a spooky segment for you all, and a bit of background on me. So yes, I am Mischief, aka Dave Elsie, and this section is called A Bit of Mischief. It's just going to be me talking about stuff that's happened to myself and explain to you what's going to be coming up in the podcast that I've got planned, and also into what we're going to be doing in the next couple of videos, and a few experiences that I've had which made me want to do this channel in the first place. So yeah, like I said, I am Dave Elsie, aka Mischief, or Mischief, aka Dave Elsie, whichever way you look at it. I used to be a DJ, I used to run nightclubs and things like that, and I've worked pretty much all over the country. I've worked in Liverpool, Newcastle, South Shields, Sheffield, Rotherham, most of South Yorkshire, Derby, Doncaster, pretty much all over. And I've seen a lot of weird things, not just paranormal stuff, but weird stuff while you've been out working at 3 o'clock in the morning DJing. So anyway, that's why I wanted to start this channel, because I see a lot of people doing conspiracy stuff on YouTube, and yeah, it's all very good. I mean, the Y-Files is probably the best one, really, because he goes through conspiracies and then, you know, tells you but and things at the end, which a lot of people don't, because they like to get sucked into them, which is why I've done this channel, because a lot of things are bullshit and some are real, and it's picking those real things out, obviously, in the crazy world that we live in at the moment. And a lot of people are unsure about whether to trust the governments or things because of stuff they've heard, etc. So, you know, that's why I wanted to do this. But also because not just would I be reporting on what I find, but I want to go out and actually investigate. So my next big video, which will be coming out at the end of next month, I believe, will be our visit to Bonsall Village. We've got to go up there and get some filming done. We're going to be watching the night skies while we're out there. Now, Bonsall Village, if you don't know, is a little town near Matlock, little village near Matlock, sorry, not far from Derby, in Derbyshire, in the UK, and they have the highest number of reported UFO sightings in the country. And I don't live too far from there. I live in Derby itself. Now, Derby is pretty much the dead centre of the UK. And I like saying it's the dead centre of the UK because it is the most haunted city in the UK as well. So not only do we have the most UFO sightings just up the road from us, reported by villagers, but we also have the most haunted location in the UK at the moment, in England. I'm not talking about Scotland, Ireland, or anywhere else, but in England at the minute. So I'm very excited for these next videos, as you can probably tell, and I thought I'd share with you a couple of my experiences with the paranormal. And obviously UFOs come under paranormal, so on our investigation I'm going to be taking an EMF detector. We're going to be trying to film as best we can. Obviously at Bonsall I'm going to try and get some feedback from people in the village and see what they've seen, see if they've seen anything weird, if they've got any photos that they could share with us, or any experiences, or hopefully a video of a UFO. You know, maybe an alien's come down to the local shop to get a tango. You know, I don't know. Maybe there's no tangos out on Mars, or, you know, the garage could have been closed. You know, you don't know where you are. You're near Bonsall, you need a road map. Where you going to go? Local shop for local people. This is a local shop for local people. Come now, Tubbs, don't talk to him. He's not local. I love that. Legal gentleman, Royston Vasey, Rotherham t-shirt. So I'm originally from Yorkshire, currently living in Derbyshire, and I'm going to be trying to investigate over in Yorkshire as well and find some haunted places. I used to do tours, I used to do reenactments and stuff at Conisbrough Castle, which is near Doncaster, and that is a weird place, really cool. So if you've never been there, go there. Obviously, I'm talking about Bonsall. I don't want everyone to flood the village. Now, NASA apparently have been in talks to go to Bonsall to try and investigate there. Now, I know they've been to places like Skinwalker Ranch over in the US. So if they're going to come over here, you know, we can get some actual scientific stuff done over in the UK about UFOs, which I've been after for a while, then fantastic. And if it's just up the road, then even better. So I thought I'd tell you a couple of my experiences. Now, if you're watching this and you live in Derby or you were about, you'll probably heard of Coyote Wild, Varsity at the time. These places were open, 10, 12 years ago now. God, I'm old. Yeah, so I used to run these places. Obviously, we used to have lock-ins. Who remembers a good old lock-in? You know what I mean? And yeah, you'd stay behind and some weird things would happen to you. So let's start with Coyote Wild then. Now, Coyote Wild used to be an old post office based in the centre of Derby, and there was tunnels linking that underneath, running all over the city, out towards the jails and out to the other side of the city, built in the time of King James I and earlier for royalists and stuff to escape and have tunnels out of there. Now, Derby's still got one of the oldest jails. Like I say, it's linked to there, and I'll get to that in a little bit. So Coyote Wild, experiences I had there were intense. So I think the first one that ever happened to me was I was in the cellar. Now the cellar has a big long corridor, big long hallway to it. And down the bottom there's a lot of gas bottles, and you've got all the ales and stuff. So I'm walking through into there, and as I just get through the doorway, the light turns off. Now you can hear the click of the light, and I just went, oh, for fuck's sake, dude, come on. And the light went, and a voice went, sorry. He just sort of went, it's okay, never mind. And I got my case and I walked out of there, and I never really felt that bad in there, but that was a weird experience. There were some parts of that cellar that you felt just, I mean, yeah, you felt so weird in. So yeah, so that happened. You know, I always love hearing other people's stories and stuff about strange events and things, because you don't know, is it another dimension, is it a ghost? I don't know, and until you've experienced them, you can't say. So that was one little thing that happened. Another one, I got a picture of all of us. We were having a refurb, and unfortunately I don't have the photo. I need to find it. And there's a picture of all the members of staff, and on the staircase is a orange figure of a man in an old-time hat stood smiling at the camera. In the second picture, he's moved down the staircase. He's now stood behind us all, smiling, stood just behind me in the on the picture. Okay, you might think that's bullshit. There's a load of people. So if you ever worked at Coyote, yeah, send in your experiences, because I'm sure you all had some. So that's another one. One night while I was cashing up, me and my old boss Rich, we were upstairs, just sat, a couple of beers, cashing up. And I used to have all the weights and everything that I have now in here, and some other equipment and stuff upstairs on the third floor. Now the third floor was derelict. We were going to make it into apartments for the staff, but we decided not to and make more money instead. So it was derelict. So we used the back part of it for a gym for all the door staff. We all bought weights in and things and made a big massive gym up there, so we didn't have to pay for a gym. We could do MMA and whatever else, and you know, just go up there and train. And after work, you'd just nip upstairs, have a train, or in the middle of the shift, you know what I mean, go upstairs, have a good workout. So anyway, I got one of the bars set up. I think it got about 60 kg on or something, just set up. It was on a rack, some other dumbbells and stuff lying about. It's about 2:30 in the morning, so we're sat there cashing up, and we just done the last till, and we're just having a chat, and next thing you hear, a shink, like the sound of a barbell just being shink, moved off the weight rack, and then 2 steps back, and then boom, 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 as the weight just drops to the floor, we felt it come through. You saw the ceiling shake above us because the gym was pretty much directly over where we was sitting, pretty much. And we just looked at each other. What? I'm like, someone's in my fucking gym. What the? And I looked over, and on the far wall was a key safe. Next to the key safe was a little hut that says Dave's Gym, 3rd floor. That was still there. I know no one else had been up there because that's not locked. Then we heard 2 more dumbbells get literally thrown across the room. Literally thrown. I won't say that we went up there because we fucking didn't. I was going to go up. I was like, come on, come with me, Rich. Rich refused point blankly. I thought, okay, fine. We walked halfway up the stairs. He stayed like a quarter of the way behind me. I got to halfway up. I could see the door wasn't open. And I could see flickering lights down the bottom, and I was like, I ain't going in there. So we left it. We went back downstairs. We told the staff, come on, we're going to drink somewhere else. And we just left the building. Me and Rich didn't speak about it until the next day. So we both came in the morning to open up. And I said to Rich, you come in with me. It's daytime. We went upstairs, and there was no doors that were open. You couldn't get in there any other way other than through the building, because the access point, even for the external fire escape, went in through the building itself. And the weights and stuff were literally everywhere. It looked like someone had been training in there and just chucking the weight. I mean, this ghost, bloody hell, it must have been like, I don't know, the ghost of Luther Rigno or something. I don't know his head, but yeah, so that was freaky as shit. And there were a few more events in Coyote which I will do in another video, in another episode of A Bit of Mischief. So going to Varsity. Now Varsity, this is probably the scariest story, and I'm going to tell you this story, and then I'm going to leave it there for this episode of A Bit of Mischief, the spooky edition. So Varsity was a weird place. It's an old ironmonger's, mainly for students. The bar was. We used to do like rock event nights and stuff, and I was the first pub to have an Xbox in there, and we used to do like Guitar Hero events and things, so it was very popular. So a lot of the time I'd been drinking overnight, so we'd just stay there, we'd drink, and then there was a flat upstairs that I could have, so it was a 3-floor building again. And on the very top floor, you've got a very small, like, apartment-ish flat. It's just got a toilet, bathroom thing, and a little bedroom. That was it. And then there was offices and stuff to the right-hand side, but there was a fire exit stopping you go through these offices after you got up the staircase, down at the bottom. Sorry, there was 2 apartments upstairs, sorry. Yeah, that one, the small one next to it, and then the fire escape was just after that last apartment. And then that went through to another building that was leased by us, but we couldn't go through there. And then my apartment was next to the office. So you had another landing on the top where the toilets and stuff were upstairs, and the kitchen you could go through to. And then you walk down this way and you got the office, and you've got my flat. And you got another set of stairs next to that goes down out to the front door to a fire escape. So anyway, one night, I had decided I couldn't be asked to walk home because I was too drunk. So this is back when I did drink. I don't drink anymore. So I decided I'm sleeping upstairs. So I'm lying down on the settee, and the telly's on. Don't know what's on. Some crap, some basic stuff. It was basically we just tuned it in from Sky downstairs from the telly. And I'm slowly drifting off, and then I'm just nearly asleep when I hear running above me, all the way across the landing above to the flat upstairs, and I hear a door go, and I'm like, whoa, fine. It sort of jolts me up. I'm like, shit, what the fuck's that? And I'm just assuming someone broke in through the other building and coming this way through that fire escape, because we can get out through that fire escape if we had to, but there's a catch on it because we can do the catch from this side. So somehow someone's got in. So I get up. And I run through my door, past the office on the right side, to the staircase, run up the staircase. I'm like, who the fucking hell's here? Oh, what's going on? What's going on? I'm half asleep, half pissed, like, what's going on? And the door's sort of swinging back a little bit. So I look into the apartment bit, and I'm like, who's in here? And there's just a bed on the floor, a couple of clothes about from people that sleep over and stuff. And there's nobody there and the light's on. I'm like, okay, if I just imagine that. Okay, forget it. Okay, so I turn the light off. I shut the door. I turn around and I walk down the stairs. As I get to the stairs, I turn left. The office door's there. I walk to my flat door, which is just in front of me. I open the flat door, and as I step through the door, I hear boom, boom, as the door upstairs flings open and back across the other way. So I'm like, what the fuck? Turn around, run out, and literally I would have seen somebody. So I'm running up the staircase, and I look right, and there's nobody there. I can hear the footsteps running off. I'm like, what the fuck? I turn behind me, the light switch is back on, the door's back open. I'm thinking, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, who the fuck is here? Then I hear back towards me again, and I get pushed this way. So I'm stood here. The door is open that way, so it's there. I'm here. The stairs are this side. I get pushed this way into the wall, and the door slams into me like somebody's ran in the room and shut the door. At which point I went, fuck this, and I just ran down the staircase. I didn't even turn the telly off. Didn't do anything. I got my phone, just ran down, grabbed my phone out of the thing and just ran back out, ran down the stairs and went to my actual house. I couldn't sleep that night, obvious reasons. Anyway, I come back in the morning and my boss, who sleeps in that apartment upstairs, I said to him, Leon, this happened to me last night, I told him all, exactly what happened. And he went, oh yeah, it's haunted here. I got dragged out of bed the other day, but I didn't want to say anything in case you want to stay here. I was like, what? You got dragged out of bed and you didn't say anything to me? Like, cheers, pal. Thank you very much. So, Leon, thanks for that. See, if that would never have happened to me, I would never believe these people that say that something can touch you or physically move you or hurt you. I've got some other experiences, but I'm going to save those for another time. Thank you very much for listening to my little rant. So, once again, if you have any experiences of your own, please contact me at this email address above my head here. The one above my head. And I will get back to you. I'd like to say I'm going to try and do a podcast very soon. I've got some equipment and stuff coming so you can hear me a bit better and see me a bit better. I've hopefully got a host coming on with me as well to help with that. And I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your thoughts, not just on ghost paranormal stuff, but on state of the world and what's going on at the minute. But if you've got any stories from around Derby or around the the UK that you would like to share, we've got East Drive in Yorkshire, which is really haunted. They're still investigating that now, and numerous sites around Derby to investigate. So look out for our Bonsall Village video coming up. If you're off on Bonsall Village, please contact me as well at the above address if you'd like to chat with us before we get there or anything. And if you'd like to be on the podcast, you think you've got an interesting story, please let me know. So from the spooky edition. I've been Mischief. Thank you very much for listening to me. Mischief, signing out. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields the bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning.
young talker doll. An ambassador of the great Vindelian Empire.
Scanners reported human life on your vessel. Is this so?
Humans? The Vindelian people despise all humans. They are the vermin of the universe. Is that not right, Bindi Badgie? The Vindelian Empire has pledged to exterminate them all.
Not rest until our task is completed.
Lister,